whātua and good evening. Osana Soni Holo for your news bulletin for tonight. Leading on to our news bulletin for tonight, the island underwent a nationwide rapid antigen test community testing campaign last Saturday. Each of the 14 villages in their community halls were stationed with health workers who administered the rapid antigen testings for their villagers. BCN News was able to speak with New Zealand Ministry of Health Dr. Miriam Barways about the outcome of the campaign. 4 of the previous active cases have been deemed recovered and released from isolation, bringing the total number of active cases on the island to 9. 8 are community cases and 1 is a border case from the 109 passengers that arrived on Monday's flight this week, which was detected on day 1, testing on Tuesday this week. Today was the day 3 testing for the passengers. The total number of recovered cases the island has recorded is 51. Niue has moved from National COVID-19 Alert Code Red to Alert Code Yellow from last night 6 p.m. as there are no new cases detected in the community. Health and government officials continue to encourage members of the public to wear a mask, practice physical distancing, use the RockSafe contact tracing app, maintain good personal hygiene, and keep up to date with the Niue COVID-19 government website at www.covid19.gov.nu. The island underwent a nationwide rapid antigen test community testing campaign last Saturday. Each of the 14 villages in their community halls were stationed with health workers who administered the rapid antigen testings for their villagers. BCN News was able to speak with New Zealand Ministry of Health Dr. Miriam Barways about the outcome of the campaign.
All around the island we conducted a rat campaign, which is getting everyone over the age of 3 to undertake a rat on Saturday to give us an idea of what the situation, COVID-related situation is on the island at the moment. So 1,246 people were tested on Saturday, and we're pleased to report that all the results came back negative. So that's 78% of the population that was tested in one day, and all results being negative is a very good indication that we do not have undetected cases of COVID-19 on the island.
Dr. Parway says that if Niue had community transmission in future, the Health Department will continue to work with the community to mitigate and control the spread of the virus into the community. Government and health officials would like to thank everyone for their participation in the campaign. Teams Niue 23-year-old boxer Dukan Holotutaki Williams, who hails from the village of Hakupu and Liku, has made history as the first Niuean to win a medal in the Commonwealth Games. A historical moment for Niue at the Birmingham Commonwealth Games when boxer Tutakitoa Williams forced a referee stoppage in his quarter-finals bout and was declared overall winner. This guaranteed the boxer with a bronze medal. Here's more on the story.
In boxing, 2 bronze medals are awarded to each of the losers in the semi-finals. Winning his quarter-finals bout against Cook Island boxer Michael Schuster last Thursday automatically placed the Niue boxer to receive a bronze medal in the semi-finals. Last Saturday, Tutakitoa Williams competed against Samoa boxer Ato Plodziki Fawangali in the semi-finals, and after 3 solid rounds, a unanimous decision declared the Samoa boxer as victor. Team Niue's chef de mission Tony Edwards told BCN News that for the first medal for the Commonwealth Games, we are so proud. Duke has done us proud, and more so for himself and family. To his coach, Master Lolo Hemuli, and manager Lorena Thompson, and to the team, thank you for an awesome campaign. We are settled now with the bronze medal, says Edwards. Team Niue's 10 lone bowlers, who also included Premier Honourable Dalton Tangelangi, were not successful securing a win at the Birmingham Games. The Games concluded with its closing ceremony on Monday evening.
Acting Premier and Minister of Health Honourable Sauni Tongtule in the Whanokepule sitting held yesterday, expressed his thoughts of gratitude for the collective efforts of the health, government and the people for keeping Niue protected from the spread of COVID-19 in the community. Amongst various discussions, 2 motions were called forward by Common Roll Member Honourable Terry Coe. Here's Saraya Mangawa with the story.
In his statement, Acting Premier Tongatule announced to the Assembly that New Zealand's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honourable Nanaia Mahuta, and her delegation will be visiting the island next week, Monday. Honourable Tongatule also added that Japan's ambassador will also be arriving on the flight next week. Amongst the various questions and responses exchanged between the members of the Whanokepule, 2 motions were called forward by the Common Roll Member, Honourable Terry Coe. The first motion called for a policy that required all passenger motor vehicles to Niue to have a warrant of fitness issued by a New Zealand government testing facility. The 5 members of parliament that voted for the motion with confidence included member from Toi, Dion Taufitu, Common Roll Member Honourable Terry Coe, Alofi North's member Honourable Vainga Tukitonga, Hakupu member Richie Motama and Hikudavake member Opili Talafasi. The 8 members of parliament voted with no confidence, including Tamako Tonga, Riki Makani, Avaseles member Pita Vakonofisi, member from Makefu Tofua Puletama, Minister Honourable Mona Ainuu, Acting Premier Honourable Sauni Tongatule, member from Lakepa John Siakia, Mutalo member Makasio Ioane, and Common Roll member Honourable Stanley Kalauni. The second motion called for a more secure approach to ensure that the spread of COVID-19 is contained and does not spread. All members of Parliament voted with confidence and the motion was therefore passed. In the meeting's conclusion, Speaker Honourable Hima Takelesi informed the Whanokepule that the Premier Honourable Dalton Tagilangi will be returning back to the island next week, Monday.
After months without a CEO, Telecom Niue Limited was able to welcome their new Chief Executive Officer, Anurag Tandon, 2 weeks ago. Chairperson Avivaka Rubin of Telecom Niue's board was able to provide more details. Here's more on the story. According to an email correspondence with Chairperson Avivaka Rubin of Telecom's board last Thursday, Mr. Tandon was appointed by Telecom's board of directors on the 25th of July. Mr. Tandon is from India and has 25 years' experience in the telecommunications industry. Mr. Tandon is on a 2-year contract and will work with the telecommunications team to improve the services and the commercial side as well. There is still some confusion on what the COVID-19 National Alert Code Yellow and Red mean, and what is expected for passengers to do when arriving from overseas. BCN News spoke with Head of Public Health Griselda Mokohia yesterday afternoon, who provided some clarity. Here's Saraya Mangawa with that story.
According to Ms. Mokoia, Alert Code Yellow means that there are COVID-19 cases that exist on the island and can be controlled by isolating at home for the number of days required. Alert Code Red means that there are COVID-19 cases that have spread out into the community and it cannot be controlled, thus requiring further assistance by the health department to mitigate the spread of the virus in the community. For passengers to Niue, Ms. Mokoia told BCN News that upon arrival on the island, health orders are given to the passengers, which include details such as days to get tested, self-isolation, and when they might be released based on test results. Although passengers are free to go about their day, advice is given to follow the health orders. Otherwise, a fine will be charged for those who do not comply with these orders. BCN News was able to speak with New Zealand's Ministry of Health, Dr. Marian Powers, yesterday afternoon, who encourages members of the public to follow the health and safety protocols. Sarah Manawa reported BCN News.
It was a gloomy day for Lakepa Maleloa's Village Show Day, which took place last Saturday. A heavy downpour of rain greeted the morning as locals from other villages gathered to the village to get their first take of food being sold from a variety of stalls. Despite the wet weather, the village show also went on under COVID-19 Alert Code Red. Sarai Mangawa reports.
Reverend from Liku, Tahia Hasini, opened the day with a few words of wisdom and a blessing for the village show day. And there were no further speeches. Due to the island being on National COVID-19 Alert Code Red, the usual setup for the day was altered to suit the conditions under the Alert Code Red. People of the village were given the choice to either set up their stalls on the main field or in front of their own homes, which was largely the case. Customers and locals from outer villages were advised to pre-order for drive-through and pick-up as to avoid physical and social interactions in one village setting. Mask wearing was also encouraged, fist bumping and physical distancing were also practiced and seen on the day. The major highlights of the show day was the display of agricultural produce and the men's and women's arts and handcrafts. The Lakepa show day concluded before midday.
And that's our news bulletin for tonight. We'll see you again next Tuesday with our news bulletin in Wangahau. Good evening.